How do you optimize JavaScript class instance performance? Imagine building a web app that runs smoothly even with hundreds of users. That's where optimizing JavaScript class instances comes into play. When you write classes in modern JavaScript, there are smart ways to make them faster and more efficient. Let's explore how to do that. First, always define methods on the class prototype instead of inside the constructor. This way, all instances share the same method, saving memory and speeding up method calls. If you put methods inside the constructor, each instance gets its own copy, which wastes space and slows things down. Next, avoid creating classes inside functions repeatedly. When you define a class inside a function, it creates a new prototype each time. This prevents JavaScript engines from optimizing object shapes. Instead, define your classes once at the top level of your script or module. This helps engines like V8 optimize object creation and property access. Modern JavaScript engines have improved how class fields work. Using class field declarations directly inside your class body, instead of setting properties in the constructor, can speed things up. Engines now use special caches and bytecode to initialize these fields faster. So, declare your properties upfront to benefit from these improvements. Another tip is to keep the shape of your objects stable. When you add or remove properties after creating an instance, it forces the engine to reevaluate the object's shape, which slows down property access. To avoid this, define all your properties in the constructor or class fields from the start. If your class interacts with DOM elements or other objects, store references during instantiation. Repeatedly querying the DOM or other host objects is slow. Saving references once reduces the number of lookups and makes your code faster. Within your class methods, use local variables for data you access often. Accessing variables from higher scopes takes longer because the engine has to look up the scope chain each time. Local variables are quicker to access and improve performance. Keep constructors lightweight by avoiding heavy computations during object creation. If you need to do complex calculations, do them asynchronously or in separate web worker threads. This keeps your main thread free and your app responsive. Sometimes, for simple objects that don't need inheritance, factory functions can be faster than classes. They create plain objects quickly without the overhead of prototypes or class syntax. Use them when appropriate. Finally, always profile your code with tools like Chrome DevTools or Node.js profilers. Measure where the bottlenecks are before making changes. Optimization is about fixing real issues, not just assumptions. By following these tips, you can make your JavaScript classes run faster and your web apps more responsive. Modern JavaScript features and best practices help you write code that's both clean and quick.